Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. All right, so reports are that there are no reports at all. Essentially, Shams is saying that there's no traction between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Nets right now in a deal between Kyrie Irving for Russell Westbrook. Um, you know, that information is being fed to us for a reason, no different than any other information that's given to the public. I think a lot of what just happened now over the last 3 days was just a standoff. I think the public is probably being used as a tool for sentiment to try to sway leverage one way or another. I think what the Nets are probably banking on is probably just the Lakers caving in because of the overall intense nature of the situation. But what they are going to find out is that the Lakers, we're used to that. We go through this every summer with some player or another, with Kawhi, Bron, AD, Melo, LaMarcus Aldridge. We've been through this so many times. It's not even worth talking about. And Kawhi's situation was one of the most difficult ones, if not the most difficult one of them all. And then I look back on the Shaq when we traded him back in the day. Kobe won it out way back in the day. We've been going through this hard forever. So this is not something that we can't wait out. I think at the end of the day, um, poised and smart Laker fans are just honestly saying, get us the best possible deal, um, and be balanced with that. I look at it like this. I remember when Paul George was complaining about the Lakers not trading for him. In that whole situation, we didn't want to give up Brandon Ingram to pick him up, so he was spiting us and went on to the Clippers. That's one thing to consider, because sometimes players get upset if you don't trade for them right away. So you don't want to make Kai upset, or Katie, or whatever the case may be, whoever we're bringing in. We don't want them to think that we don't want them enough. But I look at it like this: if just from a strategy standpoint, if this is at all possible, if we can secure this as the path, the best possible outcome for the Lakers side of things. As a Laker fan, I am. We would just like Kyrie Irving to get bought out by the Nets. To be completely honest with you, I'd like to take Russell Westbrook and whatever the value he has, send that somewhere else, booster our roster further, and then sign Kyrie Irving outright to an affordable deal for our team. He's already made his 36, so whether he gets paid 36 or more, I think is a good thing for him. I mean, he put it like this: he gets bought out by the Nets, he signs a brand new contract with the Lakers. That's like an extra couple of dollars for him. That extra that's more money for him. So why wouldn't he want that? Now granted, and not only that, but the deal that he's on is expiring anyway. So it's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like it would change in the direction for him if for some reason we can't trade for him. Trading for him, in his perspective, if I'm in his shoes, if the Lakers trade for me, what it does secure is that I am with the Lakers. I don't have to question whether or not I land with the Lakers. But if I'm dead set on being with the Lakers, then I'm not thinking about it as how am I going to get there. I'm thinking about it more so like I would like the Lakers to give up the very little amount, the least, to get me, so that we can have a better team, so we can ball out and win a championship. So if I'm him, I'm like, look, if the difference between them trading for me and not trading for me is me having Miles Turner on the squad next year or Buddy Yield on the squad next year, then let's just play this slow. I'll go back to Brooklyn, do whatever, and see if they trade me. That's a hell of a risk, because maybe they don't trade you to the Lakers, you don't end up on the team, and that's the risk of the situation. That's why you don't do it. But if you're on the side of doing it and you're making the argument that you should do it, it's because it can make our team so much better. Because we don't have to throw Russell Westbrook in this deal. We don't take Joe Harris, none of that. We could take Russell Westbrook and do with him what we can do in regards to the Pacer deal. Maybe land one of those two players, Buddy or Miles Turner, or maybe even both of them, depending on the move, and don't use any of those assets, sending any of those assets to the Nets, who are playing hardball with us, because they know we want to get rid of Russell Westbrook. We can get rid of Russell Westbrook. We just also want to simultaneously get Kyrie Irving, and we can if we hold out and wait on y'all to just come to the conclusion that you can't do nothing but give them to us, or let them walk. So if I'm the Lakers, I'm just sitting here. I'm gonna let the fans. I'm gonna sacrifice the fan sentiment for how long it's gonna take for this to happen, or whether or not they think it's gonna happen, or whether or not they're concerned about, if our team is gonna get better from here. I'm gonna wait that out. Because as long as the players I want are on my team to start the season, that's literally all that matters. Granted, you would prefer them be there for training camp. You would prefer them be there for summer league. But let's just be honest. As long as Kai is in purple and gold on the first game of the regular season, it really doesn't matter all the stuff that leads up to that. They really don't. I would love for him to be able to be there for camp. I would love for him to be there to start a season with all this new stuff, all this stuff going on, the news. We would like to see him put on purple and gold right now. So hopefully the Nets can come around to giving us a deal that doesn't ask for both of our only picks. The only picks we have from now until the end of the decade, they want to take those 2 picks in this deal. When in all honesty, they just gave away a pick for Royce O'Neal, so clearly they don't value them properly. I mean, at this point, it's like I don't want to give them picks because all they're going to do is piss them away. At least if we're going to trade picks, we can give them to a GM, go do something with them. See what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at the Nets at this point. So, and they want to play hard ball with our team. They, that's what they're going to do. If they were playing hard ball with me, I would have a conversation with Kai about our risks because I'm probably not trading for him. Just being honest with you. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let them sit over there, sweat, shake, and ultimately do whatever they have to do because nobody wants him but us. So I'm not giving them no picks for him. I'm not giving them anything for him. If they want to take Russell Westbrook, they can take Russell Westbrook and give us Kyrie Irving. If for some reason they want to, match it up, they want to take THT. That's also an asset we're willing to let go of. They can give us who we asked for, which is Curry. I'm not giving you no picks for your headache. My headache ain't as big of a headache as you think it is for me because I'm very happy with Russell Westbrook coming off my books at the end of the year. And I will sign Kyrie Irving with that money outright next season. So that's worst case scenario. I know Bron ain't gonna like that, whatever. But like I said, we can do things to get Westbrook off the team as well to assure that our team is ready to go. And then we'll bring Kai to that next season. So it's like, the Nets can do whatever they want. Either way, they're losing him. KD's unhappy, they're losing him. And the moment KD gets a chance to get the hell out of there, he is. If he has to play there another season, I know he's going to hate y'all for that. But believe you me, the second he gets a chance to leave, he's out. So the Nets just need to accept their fate. And that's where I'm at with it. If you got any damn sense, you'll trade everything you can for picks and restart. Start over. Tank for. You can't tank because you gave all your picks. So you just get somebody else's picks, and then just develop a farm system that you believe in. Hire scouts that know what the hell they're doing, and fall in love with a prospect that's coming down the road. Just find somebody that you want to target. That's probably like 12 years old right now, and do everything you can to assure you put yourself in a position to draft that amazing talent. That's what I would do if I'm the Nets. That's exactly what I would do. Because all this other stuff, chasing superstars, trying to put together super teams, you don't necessarily do it correctly when you do. It's the bottom line. That stuff has to be in place, as we already discussed. So, and looking at the Nets, man, they can keep going. They may be able to put together a playoff team. Maybe they can develop some assets. They can trade for some assets. But at the end of the day, it's just going to come back around to rebuilding. You got to rebuild. You can either do it now or you can do it later. But you got to do it. I don't think Ben Simmons is going to be thriving and swimming in happiness right away when you put this win now title on him while you're making all these bad moves around him. I'm just being real. Because it gets frustrating. I think as a Laker fan looking at these guys, they playing hardball, saying they got all the leverage. No, you do not. I listen to the news media talking about the Nets having leverage, not as it pertains to the situation. Why? Because those two guys are checked out mentally. That's why. You can bring them back. you could tell them, maybe force them to play. But that's been the problem in the first place. Telling those defiant people that you want them to be something or do something that they don't want to do. That's what got you here. So furthering that energy is just going to further piss them off and make them rebel against you as they're naturally going to do. So it is what it is. That's why no other owners but the Lakers want him here. We want him here for reasons that are specific to what we're doing. But I think all the owners are concerned about that same thing. They're all worried about that. So because we know that, I'm not giving you no picks. I'm not taking back no Joe Harris. I'm not making your situation better. You got to make your situation better. That's it. Just like we got to make our situation better. So leverage is the name of the game. We'll sit here, you'll sit here, and we'll figure out who really needs to do what. But I'll tell you this. I would rather start the season with Russell Westbrook than give away 2 picks for a guy that they're going to have to waive. that they're going to have to waive. They're going to have to buy him out. And we know it. We don't have that problem with Russell Westbrook. Honest to God, we don't. He'll be happy to start the season as a Laker, whether we like it or not. He ain't going to give a crap. He don't care. He never cared. He ain't going to start now. He'll play basketball and probably play every 82 games for us. At whatever level he does. And the odds of him bouncing back playing better, I think are much better than most people think they are. I really do. I think the odds of him playing better than he did last year are much better. After all, he's been a Hall of Famer his whole career. That was just 1 year of really, really, really bad basketball. So, if you guys want to undervalue Russell Westbrook or keep him at the value he is and act like and disrespect him, act like he's this dead valued player, okay, you can do that. But I pretty much can guarantee that when he has his good game, he's going to do it against you, Brooklyn. It's going to be you he gets. He's going to get us and he's going to get you. Two teams he going to want to kill. So, I'm just telling you, just being honest. And looking at all this situation, I'm just like, all right, well, we will sit here, let you figure yourself out. Joe Harris can continue to feel disrespected. I'm pretty sure he's going to come back with a chip on his shoulder. If I'm him, I'm doing everything I can to come back the best shooter in the league next year. If I'm Joe Harris, because he's being disrespected. Just being honest. This is getting to a point where he is being ridiculously disrespected. Like, does everybody get treated like this after an ACL injury? I don't know. Man's won 2 3-point contests. Let's just relax. You know what I mean? He's not a dead value asset at all. He just needs to be able to prove that he's not. That's all it is. So, with that being said, if the numbers were different, this would not hold up the snag for me. It's not like I'm not ready to bring Joe Harris in and see what he can do, because this is too far. Just like it's too far with Westbrook, it's way too far with Joe Harris. So let's just put things back in perspective. That's one of the best shooters out there. All right, so all of that being said, I'm supporting the Lakers. Keep on doing exactly what you're doing. Keep your plan B, keep your plan C, all that good stuff that's in place. We're going to be absolutely patient and absolutely, just surgical with how we do things. If we do it that way, we would never, ever be unhappy with the results. Never. Be surgical about it. I don't care if it takes all summer long. We will not give them something that does not benefit us. We stick to our grounds on that. Everybody will be happy to play for us, including Kyrie Irving, if he has to wait. Trust you me, because even if it becomes a situation where he becomes disappointed because we haven't made this trade, trust you me, by mid-March, when Miles Turner's blocking the hell out of a shot, he's going to be clapping on that bench or clapping on that court, because that is the move that the sacrifice has made. So if, by some reason that's not the player we get, same situation with standing. Buddy Hield has 8 threes. That's what we're talking about. That is what waiting and being patient and letting this situation play itself out will benefit us. Extra talent, which ultimately we need. So let it be, man. Let it be. We're going to be patient, man. All of us have to sacrifice. That's what Jeannie was talking about. Not just the players, not just the coaches, but yes, us fans too. We got to sit here and wait. And if we do so, let them do what they got to do behind the scenes. Ignore all the Woj bombs, the Nets employee Woj, because that's exactly what he's been for the last 2 days. And just respect the fact that information is sent our way to make us react, to put pressure on our organization. And we ain't going to do it. We want our organization to be zen, free and clear of any pressure to make bad decisions. BDF 44, I thank you all for watching.